What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joey JcM, and we are here on Joey JcM. Oh, radio. We're doing a little different here today, a little bit different style. But here on Joey JcM Radio, we talk about some topics. Yeah. So today's topic is like the DC universe and Justice League and stuff. But I love this current universe. I love it. I'm obsessed. Ask anybody. I love it. I think this current universe is amazing. But there's some things here that I want to talk about, like stuff's going on behind the scenes. Like, what the is going on, right? Supposedly there's like drama here and there or something. Stupid, because like this, like I said, I love this current universe. So what are you doing to me, DC? Like, oh, I feel like I'm back with the Note 7 again. It's like I love the Note 7 so much, and now we're like, hey, like, nope, can't have it. You know what I mean? I love Ben Affleck does Batman so much, and like, no, you can't have it. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? You told us you were making a universe. God damn it, that's one of the problems. You told us you were making a universe, and now you're taking all these things away and whatever. Now they're talking about going back. They want to do like standalone movies that have nothing to do with the universe or whatever the hell. I don't even know. But the point is, like, they seem so confused, and that's what I want to talk about. It's like, as you see here in the picture, DC suits need common sense. Now, the first, like they're so confuffled on why certain things are happening. But to me, it's very simple. That's what I want to talk about here right now. So the first thing I want to talk about is some guy, I think it's one of the new guys that are in charge of the DCU or whatever the hell, or just DC movies in general. Someone supposedly said that, oh, we can't do what Marvel does. Like, what? What the fuck? Like, why? Whatever. Like, I want to talk sense, right? But why the fuck would you say? But that's what I want to talk about. Like, there's no way they cannot do what Marvel does. And the point is that, like, also, as you see here on the screen, Justice League was the fourth movie. I thought it was the third, but it was the fourth movie. Like, their idea was, like, they must have thought that, like, oh, it's all about having a million guys on the screen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not what it's about. Like, the Avengers movie, as you see, I forget which movie it was in the whole thing, but the Marvel Universe started, I feel like, a while before the Avengers came out. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. They built this up. They built it up over time. They had movies for this guy, that guy, everybody. So by the time the Avengers came, it was like, oh shit, look at all these guys that, like, we know and love now if they didn't before, and, you know, all this, like, emotion built up with this guy and that guy, and all these guys are, like, coming together now, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, that's awesome. You know, they made a bunch of movies, like, they made a bunch of movies before Avengers came out, you know what I mean? And I feel like DC was like, oh yeah, it's all about having a million guys on the screen, so they wanted to get Justice League out as soon as possible. Now, granted, like, I think even with rushing or whatever the hell they did, I still think they did, like I said, I'm obsessed with this DC universe. I love it. And even with the possible rushing and everything, I still feel like they did, like, an amazing job. Like obviously, I'm obsessed, like I said. But, like, they did an amazing job, like, potentially rushing, right? I think it's, like, I don't know, maybe it's obvious, but they did such an amazing job seeming to rush. But imagine if they just took it slow and chilled out. And the thing is, oh, we can't do what Marvel does. But you didn't even do it. You didn't do it. Because you should have just chilled out. Like I said, Marvel didn't make Avengers, like, 5 minutes from the first couple of movies. You know what I mean? They had a bunch of movies. They were just doing awesome stuff. And then when the time came, they brought all these built-up characters that they made in all these movies together for one big boom, boom, you know. It wasn't like, boom, 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 okay, Avengers. So this schmo, this suit we can't do what Marvel does, but you didn't even do it. You didn't even try. You know what I mean? Like, so, that now brings me to the second thing, the drama backstage or behind the scenes. Like I said backstage, but, directors being C-blocked and all this silliness behind the stage, behind the scenes. You never hear about that with Marvel movies. You know what I mean? The Incredible Hulk was played by a different guy. That supposedly was in the Marvel universe. Whatever, you know what I mean? Thor, the Dark World was, supposedly people were like, on it, it wasn't, it was too dark or something. I don't know. I finally saw some of it recently, and it was just, it was another Thor movie. Cool. You know what I mean? But did they, or like, oh my God, people said some things about it, let's fucking change everything? No, they just were like, all right, whatever. They ran with it. They ran with it. Fine, cool, whatever. Well, they gotta finish it. You gotta run with it. Look at Nintendo with Wii U. You know what I mean? They just ran with it. They was like, okay, well, they made this thing. We're going with it. We're running its course. Fine, They didn't. People used to talk about, hope Nintendo doesn't pull a Sega and just like they made one mistake and then they make all these crazy announcements trying to change everything. So, if Marvel ever had a movie that was maybe like received, they just ran with it, okay, and they just kept going, and well, they next time, well, whatever. They didn't. But DC, they have one little mishap, and then all of a sudden you hear about all this drama behind the scenes. People don't like that. People don't like that. The people don't want that. And, especially with Zack Snyder, like all this stuff about them wanting, the Justice League director's cut. You know what I mean? People know, like, you fucked with the director. You and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? But even so, like, I still love Justice League. Like, like I said, they still do an amazing job in these seemingly crazy situations, but imagine they just chilled out and just like really just chilled, made one movie at a time. They would, oh my God, and then Justice League came out whenever. But that's the thing. They shouldn't have been thinking we need to catch up with Marvel, because that's not how the Marvel universe became successful. The Marvel universe didn't become successful by them rushing and trying to do something, quick, like DC should have just been like, okay, Marvel is in that stage, and now we're in our beginning stage of our universe. Chill out, make your movies, make Superman, make Wonder Woman. They should have made like a standalone Ben Affleck Batman movie. Suicide Squad is like a different story. That's a group movie, but you can take that. That was like its own kind of story, the Suicide Squad. You know what I'm saying? But still, like, it would have been cool to see like Joker and Harley Quinn, and see all these bad guys in these standalone movies, and then you're building up. Then you see them in Suicide Squad also. Maybe not every single one, but still, you could still say, oh, Joker was awesome in that movie. Harley Quinn, I was seeing them again. Everyone's all together. You know what I mean? Like, DC should have just said, we're starting. That's how you do a universe. That's how you do a universe. Just chill out. When you do a universe and and someone started it before you, you don't try to catch up to them. You do a universe. You do it the way a universe is made. You know what I mean? There's only one way to. A Big Mac is a Big Mac because it has 3 buns, 2 pieces of beef, and whatever the fuck that sauce. You know what I'm saying? Don't try, like, if you don't have the beef, don't put 2 pieces of chicken in there and say, oh, look, we have a Big Mac too. People are going to be like, no, it's not a Big Mac. It's just chicken in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But that's what I wanted to talk about here today, how all these, like, as you see in the picture here, DC suits need common sense. They're so confuffled on why they're having issues. Well, like, especially Batman vs. Superman. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, I love everything that's coming out so far. I love Batman vs. Superman, but even, I'll say, the extended cut, which was the original version of the movie, is the actual movie. And, like, I watched the actual cut a million times, and I finally watched the extended cut to see what everyone was talking about. And the extended cut is the real movie. That was the movie that was supposed to be in theaters. But what did DC do? Oh, it's too long. Kids don't want to sit through 3 hours. Like, and they messed it up. They chopped it up too much. Where the theatrical version, there was so many things taken out that didn't make it make sense. It was like when I watched the theatrical version now, after watching the extended cut, I'm like, wow, this feels like a big trailer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a big fan. The theatrical cut at the time, for me, was just amazing to see, like, Batman and Superman and Lex Luthor, and how they displayed them, and how the characters were. Just to see the characters, for me, on screen was awesome. You know what I mean? But, like, a person that's maybe not so into the DC universe, they can't just go off of that. You know what I'm saying? You can't make a movie just based off of, you know, hardcore fandom. You got to make it so, you know, people that don't know much about it can enjoy it and get into it too and understand it. So that, like, see, that was the one mistake there. Like, maybe it was because they were trying to rush to Justice League or Suicide Squad that, you know, they tried to pack too much into Batman vs Superman. Even I'll say, like the oh my god, Doomsday. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, I felt like so compact. Like, I felt like they just, like, we need to get this in this movie because of that. You know, like, they could have honestly, now that this just popped in my head. You know what I mean? Suicide Squad, you know, spoilers in case whatever. But Suicide Squad, that story came about because of the death of Superman. Because Superman was dead, and they wanted, you know, to have people to fight the next metahumans. They wanted to take metahumans, threaten them to fight the next metahumans. So they could have started Suicide Squad with the ending of Batman vs Superman, showing how Superman died with Doomsday. I mean, Doomsday, even, like, I remember watching the animated movie of it, and Doomsday is a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? Doomsday, like, for those who don't know, like, people literally had funerals in comic book stores for Superman during that Doomsday story when Superman died. You know what I mean? Like, Doomsday is a big deal, you know? Doomsday is Superman's, you know, Bane, like Batman. Like, you know, that was a big turning point for Batman and him learning, like, a big lesson, whatever. And that was, you know, Bane and Doomsday are equivalent in Batman vs Superman, you know. So, like, Doomsday did feel like shoved in there. Eventually I was like, yeah, whatever, you know. And I do feel like they did, like, a better job in the extended cut, like, portraying Doomsday and everything. But still, I like the exaggeration of, like, how like, Doomsday's supposed to be powerful, but, like, that was just silly when they're shooting him and trying to kill him, and those explosions that he did, like, it was like an impossible power that he had. You know what I mean? Like, I guess, again, maybe they were trying to rush it in there and they had to make him so, like, crazy powerful. You know, but like I said, like, they tried to jam it in there, and then what did they do? They wound up messing up the whole situation. Oh, cut it down to, you know, 2.5 hours, and then when they did cut it down, it really, like, watching the extended cut, there's so many things missing that, you know, people that are not hardcore fans might not understand. And maybe even hardcore, but, like, they basically cut it down so much, and they cut such pivotal things that, like I said, the theatrical cut feels like a big trailer. So not only do people know about the drama behind the scenes, now you're making a version of the movie that kind of doesn't make sense, you know? So, like, again, DC suits need common sense. Like, if that's what they did, they should just wrote it out, make the movie through. It's better, like critics are not going to slam the movie because it's long. Like, there's plenty of movies that are critically acclaimed and they're like 3 hours long. You know what I'm saying? So they should have just wrote it out. Just write it out. Okay, if that's not what they wanted to do, next time work on making the movie shorter up front. But what happened? Like I said, people knew about the behind the scenes drama. People knew about them fucking with Zack Snyder. And, you know, and then they released a version of the movie that didn't make sense. Like, it's common sense. It's really common sense. you know, and then with Justice League, you know, not only did people feel like it might have been rushed, and I obviously that's what DC was doing. They wanted to catch up with Marvel, but that's not how you make a universe. They started their universe, like I said, and they made a million movies, and then they did Avengers. It's like, and you know, here they thought they had the cat. They should start their universe making singular movies, chilled out, and then when the time came, boom, you know, bring it all together. Justice League, Suicide Squad. But still, I love these movies. I love them. They did such a good job, even with all the confuffle. You know what I mean? But it's just sad how like there's all this drama, changing things, because when you're telling us you're making a universe. Like now you're really fucking up because you told us you're making a universe, but now you're like, oh, we're taking Ben Affleck out, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're making universe movies and standalone movies. It's really not. I can't believe like it's really not that hard to understand. So I don't know. That's pretty much what I wanted to talk about here today. How DC suits need common sense, you know? Like, is it DC? Is it Warner? I don't know, but like I said, they're still doing an amazing job. But for the fact that they're confused why they had to change things up and why people or whatever, it's just like it's very simple. It's very simple. Like I said, like they should just like okay, we're starting our universe now, and when you say that, what do people expect? Oh shit, we're gonna have a lot of awesome single movies, and then we're gonna have the movies when they come together, but we're doing it with DC characters now. Oh man, sick. You know, and when they do something that they feel like they don't like, ride it out. Just you gave Zack Snyder the movie, let him make his movie. If you know, like I said, there's plenty of movies 3 hours long. That shouldn't have made them go so crazy. Oh, the movie's 3 hours, blah blah blah. They should just, okay, we don't advise the movie to be 3 hours, but we don't want no news about behind-the-scenes drama. Let's just ride this out, see how it goes, and next time from the start, we'll say, let's try to, make the movie, we would like to make the movie shorter because of this and that. What do you think? They need to ride it out. They need to, I don't know. But what do you guys think? Does this explanation, this simple explanation, like, do you agree with me? Do you think that this is why the DC movies are messed up? Because they just need, like, common sense? Do you agree that, starting universe isn't trying to catch up to another universe? It should just, you need to start it the way the formula has shown to work. You know what I mean? So what do you guys think about all this? What do you guys think about these movies? Do you like them too? Or why, like I said, I love these DC movies. I love them. I love this universe. And one more thing I thought about is that now they're talking about putting Ben Affleck's final appearance in Suicide Squad 2 instead of Flashpoint, because I think Suicide Squad 2 is going to come out before Flashpoint now. A lot of things are changing around. So at least if that's Ben Affleck's last appearance, and he's more involved in this movie, where he's like, we get to see Batman, and Heath Ledger's like, oh my god, who plays Joker now? The name's right there. Jared Leto, Leto, But I would, at least if this is Ben Affleck's last appearance in Suicide Squad 2, I hope he has he's in the movie more. I hope we get to see him, Harley Quinn, and Joker interact at least. And that, like, at least if they make that happen, I'll feel a lot better than them just, like, him making one more kind of minor appearance and then he's gone, But like I said, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about these movies? And do you agree that DC should have just chilled, not thought about what Marvel was doing, and just start their universe? Do you think that they are lacking common sense, and the problem that they're having is really not that hard, like I'm saying right here? So that's pretty much, like I said, what I wanted to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. And that's pretty much it. What's next? What's coming this year? I know Aquaman's coming this year. What's definitely coming? I think Shazam is definitely coming. And like I said, as far as like beyond that, I think they're making. I think Justice League Dark even got pushed back. I'm not sure, but Aquaman's been done. Like before Justice League, it was at the point when it was done. That's definitely coming out. Obviously, they're gonna do well. Shazam is definitely coming out. And then Suicide Squad 2 and Wonder Woman 2 seem to be the ones that are gonna be officially announced after that. Man, I love this. I love this universe so much. I'm so like I said, I feel like this is like the Note 7 all over again. Like, oh, this is the best phone I ever had in my life, and then it's like, nope. The best universe. I love this DC universe. Nope, it's ridiculous, man. It's and all for I feel of lack of common sense. But like I said, what do you guys think? Let me know about all this. It would have been amazing if DC would have just did their universe, like I said, and not thought about catching up, and just did it naturally. And doesn't matter where Marvel is, you need to build to that point. You can't, if you don't build a foundation for a house, you can't pretend like you have a house. You have to build a foundation so the house could stay in. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is just something I wanted to talk about recently, and I finally was like, you know what, let's sit down, let's do this. So like I said, let me know what you guys think, and are you excited for oh god, are you excited for Aquaman? Are you excited for Shazam? I'm gonna say, like Shazam, I don't really know much about, but whether it's Marvel, whether it's DC, they still do an amazing job of introducing, even like Ant-Man. I didn't know anything about Ant-Man really, but that was a great movie. They're both good at making characters you don't know into good movies and stuff too. So you excited about Shazam? Do you want Suicide Squad 2? Do you want Ben Affleck to stay? What do you think about them making universe movies and standalone movies that have nothing to do with each other? So, but that's what I wanted to talk about. Like, to me, this is just common sense why DC is having issues, but they're still making awesome stuff. They just add a little common sense, and the Marvel universe, DC universe, everyone would just be fucking happy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joey, JcM. I love you guys, and that's it for now. You guys know all the ways you can raise the power level of the channel, and ladies and gentlemen, I will see you later.